unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessing unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. All right, let's go straight to the point. Okay, Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. So we'll go into Genesis 3 and start at verse 7. All right, and it says here, and the eyes of them both were open. Okay, speaking of Adam and Eve, after Adam was led to sin through the counsel of his wife Eve. Okay, after her being deceived by the serpent, who led Adam unto disobedience of the commandment of Yahweh, basically. So it says here, and the eyes were both open, and they knew that they were naked, and they saw fig leaves, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves apron. Okay, and when it says naked here, is not on the physical term. Okay, they weren't walking around naked. Okay, so when they saw that they were naked, it's basically that they saw that they sinned. Okay, you see, well, nakedness, okay, or naked is synonymous to shame. Okay, they were ashamed because they understood, their eyes were open, they understood that they went off. Okay, they understood that they sinned against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and that there was going to be a consequence. They were ashamed. Okay, you see, that's what nakedness goes into. Okay, it goes into their shame, because it goes into their shame, it goes into their sin. Okay, and they heard the voice, and they heard the voice of the Lord power, walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And that's speaking of the prophets. Okay, because the ministry of the prophets is a ministry of old, man. Okay, from the ancient times, man, the prophets were there. Okay, preaching the same word as that Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai gave unto his man. Okay, you see, even from Enoch prophesying the return of Yahweh Shai in this time. Okay, yeah, Enoch saw the future. Okay, Enoch saw the end times, man. Okay, that was from the time of Adam. All right. Okay, so it says here, uh, and Adam and his wife hid themselves. Okay, they hid. Okay, they try to hide from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, thinking that they would be able to escape his sight. Okay, they hid themselves from the presence of the Lord power amongst the trees of the garden. Okay, so that's among the other nations. Okay, they try to hide amongst the other nations. Okay, and it says here, and the Lord power called unto Adam, and he said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. Okay, because I sinned. Okay, I was afraid because I sinned, and I hid myself. Okay, and he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Who told you that you sinned? Okay, hast thou eaten of the tree? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? Okay, so then it goes into that. But again, just to prove you that he couldn't hide himself, even if he tried. Okay, the Lord already knew where he was. Okay, you cannot escape from the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so if Adam, the son of the Most High, wasn't able to hide himself, okay, what makes you think that you can escape the judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, speaking unto you Edomites? Okay, give me a second. So yeah, so if Adam, okay, wasn't able to escape judgment, okay, what makes you think you, being the devils, okay, speaking of you Edomites, okay, the nation that the Lord has indignation forever, okay, that the Lord hates, what makes you think that you'll be able to escape judgment? Okay, it says here, Job 34 and 22. Job 24 and 21, for his eyes are upon the ways of man, and he seeth all his goings. Okay, everything. The Lord knows everything. He knows your thoughts. Okay, before you make an action, the Lord is the one that put that action in your mind to go about and doing these things that you're about to do, man. Okay, the Lord programs you in your night sleep, man. Okay, when you're sleeping, when you're um, dozing off, that's when the Lord programs your day, man. Okay, what you're going to do throughout the day, man. Everything that you had planned doesn't matter. You will do according to what the Lord decided you to do. So if the Lord already put it in your mind to do the things that you're going to do, how can you hide yourself from Him? Okay, there is no darkness nor shadow of death where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. Okay, and at that time, as I mentioned, Adam and Eve were naked in the sense that they sinned. Okay, they did iniquity. They committed. They were disobedient. Okay, so they can hide in their disobedience. Okay, you see, their works were known unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Just as when Cain slew Abel, his work were known unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He said, "The blood of thy brother crieth unto me." Okay, Cain didn't have to admit of his crimes. Okay, you see, the Lord already knew. Okay, you see, so the same thing. Just as Adam wasn't able to hide, Esau, Edom, and the rest of his nation are not going to be able to hide. Okay, for which even proves what other point proves that is that even amongst these other nations, because again, through the mixing of nations, through intermingling, okay, because of captivity, because of migration, okay, the fact that all these nations, we look, there might be uh, a so-called black man that's actually an Edomite. There might be a so-called white man that's actually an Israelite. You see, through those mixing of nations, okay, the seed may look like another nation, but it's actually, let's say, the nation of Israel. It's actually the nation of Ammon. It's actually the nation of Ishmael. Okay, the Lord will be able to separate these things. He sees beyond the flesh. Okay, the Lord looks at the spirit. Okay, that's why you can't even hide if you can't even hide your nationality, you can't hide your works. That's why again we are naked before the Lord. Okay, the Lord knows us better than we know ourselves. Okay, from our actions to our thoughts. Okay, there's nothing hid unto the ways. There's nothing hid unto the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, so let's go into. It says here in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. I believe it says here. No, Salakia. Ecclesiastes, well, let's read 13. It says here, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, to love the Lord, to fear the Lord, and to keep His commandments and to obey. Okay, for the Most High shall bring every work unto judgment, every work, whether with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Okay, so even if you hide your wickedness, okay, even if your wickedness is known, you can't. The Lord knows, and there's going to be a judgment for it. The same way as if your righteousness, if your righteousness is done openly for all eyes to see, or if you do righteousness in secret, okay, the Lord will see, and you will be rewarded according to your actions. Okay, so I'll close out with this. This lesson is pretty much a uh, quick lesson. Let me see. Actually, I'll bring out this precept, and then I have one last precept, and I'll close out. It says here in Proverbs 15 and 3, the eyes of the Lord pertain to the angels. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Okay, so the angels, you can't see the angels. If they don't want to make themselves known, if they don't make themselves manifest, they're in the spirit realm, but they can see us. Okay, they're marking down everything that we do, man. Okay, good or bad. Okay, that's why the Lord is justified in the judgments that He brings forth upon us. Okay, because He knows everything that we do. Okay, He's watching us constantly, man. Okay, He has His watchers over us, man. Okay, so we cannot hide, we cannot plead. Okay, we cannot lie to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua because He sees all, He knows all. Okay, so it says here, I'll close up with this. Jeremiah 49:12. For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And how much more pertaining to Adam, okay? Back when Adam was supposed to live forever. If only he had obeyed in that time, okay, he would have lived forever. If he didn't disobey, he would have been immortal, okay, at that time, okay? You see, so it wasn't for him to drink of the cup, okay? But he drunk it, okay? For because that was the will of the Lord, okay? But again, he couldn't escape it. After he ate of that fruit, after he understood that he was naked, that he sinned, okay, against the Lord, okay, judgment came. Even if he tried to hide himself amongst the trees, okay, even if he tried to hide himself, he couldn't escape the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? Art thou, art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Okay, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Okay, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord. Okay, just as the Lord swore unto Abraham that he couldn't swear by any other, okay, that he will bless him, okay, and multiply him, okay, and enrich him, okay, and with blessing will he bless him, okay. The same way, on the flip side, the Lord is cursing Esau Edom, man. Okay, the same way that he blessed, the same way that he couldn't swear by any greater, he swore by himself. The same way that he's doing it unto Esau Edom, okay, pertaining to the curses. Okay, he's blessing Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay, and the election, okay, and on the opposite side, he's cursing Esau Edom and his entire and the entire house of Edom. Okay, it says here, for I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, and a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. Okay, you see, so that's what's awaiting Esau Edom, man. You can't escape it. Every plan that you're trying to put together to escape judgment, okay, to counteract prophecy, it's all gonna be for naught, man. Okay, the Lord already knows your plan, okay, and the Lord's gonna bring all these things to nothing, man. Okay, you can't fight against the Lord, man. Okay, you can't fight against the Lord, Salakia. Okay, you see. And again, it is the will of the Lord to bring an end to this wicked kingdom. And who has resisted His will? No one. Everyone. Just the fact that the Edomites are in rulership is to prove us that the Lord is in power. Okay, the Lord placed the vilest, the basis of man in rulership, so we understand that He is in control. Okay, the same way that He's going to establish Yahweh Shai in rulership, so that we may know and acknowledge that He is. Okay, and that His Son is Yahweh Shai, he that delivers. Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Okay, just as Adam wasn't able to hide himself from the Lord, Esau Edom will also not be able to hide himself, and there's a judgment for everything that he has done against the children of the Lord and against Yahweh, and the blasphemy that he has pushed forth against Yahweh himself. Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next lesson, shalom, shalom, shalom.